How would you break down each of their performances on Saturday?
Well, they didn't. Yeah, that's a tough question because they didn't play very much.
Right.
We didn't really focus on a lot of formations that had 3 receivers in it. So, I think total they played 12, 14 plays. So it wouldn't even do it justice to give them.
Is part of that a product of just the fact that they haven't produced as much as maybe the other guys, and you guys just have more confidence in the sets with the tight ends and some of the other guys in the receiving?
Well, I think it's probably more a product of just the growth of the tight end position of Caleb. I think that's
right.
It's probably more a byproduct of that, but it's not. In our desire, to run the ball more and that stuff, right? We're not gonna pound the ball down people's throats out of 3 receivers. So,
how would you feel if it got to a point where slapback wasn't a huge part of the offense?
It's funny you always ask me questions about how it would feel. I don't care. I don't care at all as long as we win.
Right.
Right. I don't care, right? We protect Sean. We run the ball well. We throw the ball well. I don't care who it goes to.
Right.
We play one receiver the whole day. I don't care. Let's win. That does not matter to me at all.
How have you felt about Caleb Smith's growth?
I think it's been good. I think everyone's seen that. I think everyone's encouraged by his progress, and he's played a lot of football till now. So now you would expect him to really start hitting that stride, and I think we're seeing that.
Mm-hmm. Is it just a matter of kind of limiting the mental miscues right now? I mean, I know he didn't really have
every kid
on Saturday,
every kid kind of grows and develops at a different rate. I don't think there's any. You can't really put a kind of a blanket statement on how those guys progress. So, a guy like Brandon Cooks was super aggressive. His sophomore year, he's ready. Marcus Wheaton, his sophomore year wasn't so ready. He was better, but he wasn't. So it just depends on who they are and kind of how they see it and all that stuff. But I think everyone's excited about how he's playing.
Mm-hmm.
Victor Bolden.
Yeah.
Standout game against Hawaii. What did you see from him?
I think he's doing a good job. I think, I don't think any of us are surprised by that. We keep joking about it. Coach Riley, I think, said in the media the other day. We talk about him like he's this grizzled vet, and he's, he caught 6 balls last year. So I think, but we're all excited about him. No one here is surprised. I think since spring practice, he's been the most impressive receiver on the practice field day in and day out. And normally that translates to pretty good stuff in the game. So I'm just excited about his progress. I think he's still got a really high ceiling. He's got a long way to go. But he's a good worker, and I'm encouraged. And I'm encouraged about Mulaney. I think he's doing a nice job. So, I think we're on a decent path. We get some of those other guys to catch up. Will be exciting.
That first half Saturday, it seemed like things were really clicking in the passing game. How nice was that to see? And are you hopeful that that's kind of a sign of things to come?
I think the biggest thing that happened in the first half is that we just played well offensively. We actually ran the ball really well too.
Yeah.
I think those two things go hand in hand. If you can run the ball well, you can throw the ball well. We're always going to have that chance with Sean back there. And so, if we get some run game going, then I think we just settle into those things a little more naturally than maybe trying to force a bunch of throws. But
8 guys had touches on Saturday. You really start, and I mean, when you get guys like Villeman and Jarman getting their first touches, how excited or enthusiastic are you?
It's funny. He asked me the same question. I think it's great for those guys. For me, it's not really that exciting for me because I expect them to catch it. I expect them to play well. Otherwise, I wouldn't put them in the game, right? So that's the funny part. I'm excited for those guys. I'm excited because it kind of gets the dust off. They hadn't caught a ball since high school in a real game situation, and they both did. And so I'm excited for them for that. And I'm sure it's cool for their families and everybody that watched. But for me, I'm like, well, you're a receiver here, and I put you in the game, so I expect you to catch it. Right? That's,
Kind of like, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if they dropped it, I would have gone crazy, right? Both those balls were perfect balls, right? Like the Hunter's dropped in perfect. Jordan's hit him square in the nose. You don't get much better opportunities than that. So, but I'm encouraged by their progress. I am.